Hello and welcome. Today I'm going to talk about one of our products, Data Replicator, which helps exchange data between databases in a secure and fast way. Data Replicator allows real-time data migration without downtime, distribution of data to distributed systems, consolidation of data from multiple systems into one database, real-time operational reporting, replications between different versions of the database, and operating systems. In this presentation, I'm going to show you how to set up the simplest replication in 5 minutes. Add replication, select Create New Replication. Select Oracle Database version 12 from the list of predefined connections. This is a container database, and we will replicate data our CLP DB container. We have a connection with it. Now we will set the target database. As the target, we'll choose Oracle version 19, also a container database. We will replicate the data to the ORCLP DB19 container. With the connections configured, we move on to the replication itself. At the top, we have the database level, and we can choose one of two options. Replicate only selected schemas and tables is the most frequently chosen option for our replication, because you need to remember that it is a logical replication. We can also choose Replicate all schemas and tables. However, the replication of selected schemas and tables is selected in 99% of use cases. At the schema level, we can choose the schema we want to replicate. We'll add the test data schema. Here we have two options: replicate all tables and replicate selected tables of the schema. We're going to choose the replicate selected tables. In addition, we will set the DDL options that we would like to transfer for the schema. This means we will disable the transfer of code views, i.e. package, procedure, and function. And we will leave the transfer of information about the structure of the index table and data. As a result of these options, if someone creates a new table, this table will automatically be moved in replication. If someone adds a column or changes the data type, such information will be transferred. We're going to select 3 tables that we would like to replicate. To do this, we will indicate the schema and select the table. Select 3 tables: Customers, Invoice Details, and Invoice Header. Confirm that we want to replicate these 3 tables. We'll move on to the report now. Here, the replication will check if all necessary options needed to enable replication are defined in the database. We can see that everything is fine. The size of the replicated data is 3.3 gigabytes for 3 tables. Let's move on to the Start option. We're going to select the automatic transfer of initial data. We will only indicate the name of the server on which the data transfer service is located, which is installed along with the replication. It can also be installed on a separate server. The service can also handle data transfer to the cloud. Then we can go to the name of the replication and call it Test Replication. Let's create this replication. As you can see, we have created a new replication. Let's run it. At this point, the replication starts and checks all required table permissions, data structures, and after these checks, the replication will start. The Details tab will show the tables that are replicated. As you can see, 3 tables that we have previously configured were added to the data transfer service. At this point, the initial data is already being copied in the background. This option is particularly important because we do not have to deal with the transfer of initial data ourselves. Everything will be done automatically. First, the rows for the tables will be moved, and then the indexes will be created. After the indexes have been set up, the integrity of the data will be checked, and the replication will be run in fully automatic mode. We will not have to provide any SCNs, any information about where the initial data comes from. Please note that for the Customers table, the data transfer has already been completed. This means that as soon as the indexes are created in the database, this table will be attached to the replication. The same is true for the Invoice Header table. Because the Invoice Details table is the largest of the group, the data is still being copied. There's 3.3 gigabytes of data, as you may remember. Oh, something has changed. For these two tables, the process of index creation has already ended. They're being finalized. In a moment, their status will change to replicating. And it has just changed. We are only waiting for the Invoice Details table, and we can see that the replication is now running for all three tables. The status of the replication is such that the three defined tables are identical in the source as well as in the target database. For the time being, nothing is happening on the source database. We will generate some traffic on the Customers table. I have prepared a script that started inserting into the Customers table. Now the records are being inserted, and we can see that the replication is transferring them. We can also see the replication lag. The replication lag depends on the transaction length and the network speed. It varies from 300 milliseconds to 2 or 3 seconds. And this is what the simplest replication setup looks like. Thank you for your attention, and feel free to visit our website www.dbplus.pl and to contact us. See you later in another presentation.